Hey guys, what's going on? Denny back at you here again. Today, of course, we're doing a little wet sanding and buffing. I had the truck sitting outside, and then it started raining. I just pulled it back inside, and now it quit. Go figure. Okay, we're going to start from the beginning. This side I've already done. I'm going to turn some lights on, so hopefully it'll make it show better. Yeah, not really, but this side I've already wet sanded and buffed. As you can see, this side of the hood compared to that side, big difference. The door I've wet sanded and buffed, so that's done. Now we're gonna start at the basics. I don't want mine perfect. I'm not trying to get it perfect. I just want it so that it gets all the scratches and stuff like that out, because I already painted the bottom and did the rockers and all that on the bottom. So, as you can see, I've already wet sanded this side. It don't take much. What you want to do, if you just doing something like I do, start out with 1,000. A lot of guys, everybody does everything different. Some guys will start out with 2,000, work up to 4,000, 5,000, whatever. I don't do that because I'm not doing show quality vehicles. Now, if I was doing show quality vehicles, man, my hair's a mess. I've been in this damn shop sweating all day. Now, if I was doing show quality vehicles, yeah, I would. But I'm not. I'm doing my truck just to make it look half decent. Get all the marks and that off it. So what I did is I start out with 1,000 grit. I just start sanding until I see either the mark starting to go away or I start seeing the white film from the clear. And then I switch to 2,000. And then I just do a light sanding with 2,000, enough to get it down to where the marks, the scratches, and all that's out of it. Unless the scratches are too deep and they're into the base coat or something like that, then you can't go that far, then you'll have to repaint it. But that's something you learn with experience. There's really no way of explaining how to do it. So the first thing I do is wet sand it, get it down with 1,000 and then 2,000, and I finish with 2,000 on my vehicles. Regular people's cars, 2,000. If it's somebody who wants their car looking absolutely beautiful, I mean pretty much mint, then I'll go up to 4,000. Now, everybody does things different, but the way I was taught old school, and this is the way you start out. Use a rotary buffer with the wool pad. This is what you start out with. Now there's 1,000 different compounds out there. You can use buffing compounds by probably 500 different companies. You've got Mothers, you've got Turtle Wax, you've got Black Ice, you've got Meguiar's, you've got, I don't know, there's a bunch of them. But anyways, my favorite, and I've always used it, I've been using them since about 95, is Meguiar's. And that's all I use is Meguiar's. They have top quality product. It's expensive, but it's well worth it. If it ain't too bad, here's what I start out with. Meguiar's cut and polish cream number 86. Part number is M something. I know it's on here, I just gotta find it. Maybe it's not. This is too old. See, paint defect removal and final polishing, same liquid. But I don't use it for final polishing. I use this as a rotary buffer with a wool pad. Okay, oh, there it is. M8632 is the part number. Now this is a quart. That stuff right there is around $35 to $40 for that quart. It's expensive, but it goes a long way. I've probably done 30 vehicles with that quart. Now what I do is I polish it with it. It'll bring all the dullness out. It'll bring it to a shine. When I get it to a shine, I wipe it clean. Then what I do is I switch to, let me find it, over here. Mirror glaze and swirl remover 2.0. Part number M0916. What this does is this puts like a mirror finish on it, and any swirls that's in it from the wool pad, it will remove. Now, I use one of these. It's an orbital buffer with a wool pad, or a foam pad, because the foam pad is not near as aggressive as a wool pad. So after I'm done with the wool pad and the cut and polish cream, I go to the mirror glaze swirl remover with this. And you don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way, which I'm going to show you. You just put a little bit on, buff it till it's almost dry, and then let that part go. And then you go and work on another part. Give it about 10-15 minutes, come back, and wipe the excess off. And that's pretty much all there is to it. I mean, now a lot of people use a lot of different products. Like I said, I'm a Meguiar's fan, always have been, always will be. When Meguiar's first started to come out in the late 80s, early 90s, I worked in an auto parts store. I worked as a paint department manager, and the sales rep come around and he showed me some stuff with it, and he did some panels and different stuff like that, and I was impressed, and I started using it, and I've been using it ever since. Now, Meguiar's has like 5 or 6 different stages. You could start out with a defect. If you have bad paint, you could start out with a defect cream, then you could go to the cut and polish, and then they have regular polish, they have a swirl remover, they have a wax, carnauba wax, and they have all kind of different steps. I skip all them. I only use these two, and then I wax it. That's it. Which I'm going to show you now. As you can see here, we're going to try and zoom you in here. There you go. And you can see this spot right here is pretty dull. This is where I wet sanded. Right here. So the first thing we're going to do is shake up our cut and polish cream. And I also got some on the front fender I got to do, but I'm just going to show you this one little spot. I don't need to show you doing the whole vehicle. Okay, you want to put it on like that. Of course, it's going to run. You should have everything ready, which I don't. You want to take your buffer or your wool pad and just kind of spread it out. A lot of people put it on the pad rather than on the vehicle. And that's fine too. Whatever you prefer, don't matter. Sorry about the background noise. I got my exhaust fan going. It's hot in here trying to suck some of the heat out. So, and you're going to want to buff. You buff like this, and when you get to the edge, you want to turn it so you're buffing like this, so you're pushing away from that edge. If you hold it in one spot too long, you will do what's called burn the paint. You will see like a milky color come through. That means if you got it too hot, you burn it. So you just want to keep the buffer moving. Here we go. I have it on 3. There you go. That's that. Now most decent buffers, if you buy them, like my buffer here, it actually has settings 1 through 6 or 1 through 8. You can turn the speed up and down. I usually stay around 3. between 3 and 4 depending. But now as you can see, it took all that dryness, all that dullness out, buffed it out to a nice shine. Actually, that looks pretty good. I could probably let it go like it is. But I'm not going to. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come back with some mirror glaze, professional swirl remover. We're going to put just a little bit. And what this does, I don't know if you ever, some of you probably haven't seen cars that are buffed. Without swirl remover, you'll see swirls in it. Looks like somebody wiped the paint with a dirty rag. You can just see marks all through it. This eliminates that. Some people also dampen it when they do this. I don't dampen the vehicle. I do it dry. And you want to use this. This has no setting. It's one speed. And you just want to go over it. There we go. If you notice, I always kept it moving at all times. You never, ever, ever want to hold it still in the same place. You hold it still, you will burn right through the clear. You will burn into the paint. And it don't take long, a couple seconds, and you're done. That's it. Let me find my rag here. I'm going to wipe this stuff off, the excess. Wipe the excess off. There you go. One spot completely buffed out. You can see there it is. Buffed and done. That's all there's to it. Pretty simple. But now I got to do the rest of this whole side of this truck and the hood, which is going to take me probably 2-3 hours. Get that done. And then I want to repaint my fender flares and stuff, but that's going to be another day. It's Sunday. I want to get done and relax. I got to be at work tonight at midnight, so. And that's it. That's all you do, guys. It's actually pretty simple. Anybody has any questions or comments, or if you know of a better way to do it, feel free. Leave it in the comments. Let me know. Because this is the way I've been doing it. This is the way I was taught back in the early 90s. And I've been doing it ever since. For all I know, there could be an easier way nowadays. I don't know. I mean, but any questions, like I said, drop them in the comments and I'll try and answer them. And like I said, I try to do this stuff and make videos so these people that don't know how to do it can learn to do it, and they don't have to take it to a shop or to do something like this truck. Both sides, front to back, you're looking at about $700 to do what I just did right there. You buy 2 buffers like this. One buffer was $110, the other one was like $240. Okay, so I got $400 in there, and then the polish and the sandpaper, you're gonna have about $450 in it, unless you already got that stuff. And you do it for half the price. And then you got the tools. You can do lots of other cars, make money. You'll earn it back. That's pretty much the gist of it. It's a pretty easy way. I got that to do, and some spots back here. So I'm going to get at it and get her done. And do that. And you don't need to worry about going over the emblems there. You hit the emblems with the buffer. The wool buffer will shred. The foam buffer will not. The foam buffer will actually ride over them, as you can see. And then you just wipe it off, which I'm going to do that. You ain't got to worry about emblems and all that stuff. That's for sissies anyways. Emblems are for sissies, even though I got them. I just ordered new ones from Amazon that say Old Man Edition I'm putting on here. That's going to look sweet. But and that's it, guys. I mean, really, buffing ain't that hard. The secret to it is wet sanding. You got to know what grit to use and how far to go. You go too far, you go through the clear, and you go into the paint, now you're done. There is no buffing. You've got to sand that down and repaint it and re-clear it. So you just got to be careful on how far to sand down. You really can't explain it. You just got to know it, because some scratches I can look at and say, that's too deep. You can't do it. Other scratches, like say this scratch right here, you look at that, that's pretty deep. That's down into the paint. That is not wet sandable and buffable. That you can't do. This one here is. That's wet sandable. Actually, that ain't even a scratch. How do you like that? Let's see if I can find another scratch. I'm sure there's another scratch here somewhere that I could show you on this thing somewhere. Yeah, like right here. Look, let me get the camera over, get it back up so we can focus. Right here. This scratch right here. And this scratch. That's not that far in. I could buff that out. There's no doubt about it. That could be buffed out. Wet sanded a little bit, buffed out. But something like this, that is too far. I can feel it with my fingers. It catches my fingernail. It's too far in. I'd wet sand that, I'd be into the paint and have to repaint it. So I'm not doing all that. But that's it. Just a quick video, guys. Like I said, any questions, let them down there. And remember, if you're not doing it right, shouldn't do it at all. Thanks and have a good day.